So I wanted to do this a little bit more of an in-depth video on this last audio recording that I did. There's just so many things that happened, and the thing that really got me, well, it was very active, but in order to do the video that I did, it's like 9 hours long, in order to export it the way it needs to be, kind of as a whole, I had to cut out a lot of the frequencies on the low end because there's several planes that go by that are extremely loud. But the bugs, the insects it was really strange. They started off at a higher frequency, and then throughout the night, that frequency lowered. And maybe it has something to do with the temperature, but anyway, the range of that insect frequency that I normally I call it notching it out, but I just drop the EQ in that area and it removes that annoying, constant summer insect sound. But in this case, because it moved throughout the entire video, that band was very wide, and it cuts out a lot of the audio that you want to hear that really brings the clarity to some of these knocks and some of these bangs and other things. So I wanted to do this video that kind of highlights some of the things from the video that I just released, because there's some really cool stuff. So first of all, we've got this this howl that happened right as I put the microphones up and I was leaving on my bike, and you can hear my bike. It's pretty darn loud. Yeah. So here's this howl that happens, and I never heard it. I make too much noise when I'm going in and out, so I didn't hear it, but this is what we had. It's really kind of cool. Yeah, let's look at it again. So you've got this one here, this first howl, and then there's one that almost answers maybe a little further away, and then it howls again. So it almost seems like there's two. Listen again. So yeah, especially right here, these kind of overlap. So thought that was kind of cool. That was right at the beginning too. So from the get-go, the thing started pretty active. Okay, so the recordings that I do, they're kind of a high bit rate, and they take up a lot of, it's about almost 3 gigs per file, and I end up getting, I don't know, 40 minutes or so. So the whole recording is not a whole recording, it's 13 different clips. All right, that was it for this one. Let's do it this way. Bear with me here as you can see. So this is the timeline where I've got all the clips put together. This was that first recording. This is the second one. I've got them to where they're synced up. And I got some markers in there to kind of show me where the interesting stuff is. Okay. Bring this in a little bit. All right, so right here, let's see what we've got. There's so many of these things, and I did it a while ago. It looks like down low, this is going to be like a thud could be a knock, but that's a very strong, very low frequency. Just a quick hit. Let's listen. Okay. This recording was on the mannequin head on a kind of a light stand, or it kind of looks like a tripod, but it's a light stand. So it's the mannequin head, so it records binaural, so it's designed really to be heard with headphones on, so you have independent left ear and right ear. The head is probably about little over 6 feet high. That just kind of gives you an idea of where those microphones are sitting. So this is a pretty deep thud. Let's listen again. I don't know if it's something kicked on the ground, but it's a very low frequency, very close kind of a thud. I don't know that it's a tree knock. It doesn't have the higher frequency that you would normally hear, and the echo. Well, it does have some of the higher frequency, but it's mostly low, so it's not really designed to, I mean, if it was done on purpose, it wasn't designed to travel. This is more of a, I'm trying to kick something. Or maybe it's just a beat. Anyway, just thought it was interesting. I think that all this is whatever that was is walking here. Breaking some branches, maybe. We got a lot of branch breaks. On the original recording, I keep calling it original recording, on the original video that I did. On the timestamps, I tried to mark it to where, you know, you don't have to listen to all 9 hours, but there was a lot of tree breaks, branch breaks that were kind of questionable. I didn't know if they were knocks or if they were branch breaks. Where's my, there we go. All right, let's hear what this is. It's a pretty good example of what I was just talking about. The first one doesn't sound like a tree knock. It sounds like maybe someone's breaking a branch off of a tree. The second one sounds a little bit more like what you'd expect with the impact of a stick on a tree. Let's listen again. What's really interesting is that a lot of these tree knocks from this recording, they're not the big, you know, Louisville slugger on the 18-inch diameter oak tree. These are more subtle, but they sound like hits. Like they're not breaks. They sound like they're hits. So maybe it's more of a localized way of communicating. It's almost like a tree pop. Okay, and probably another one here. I'm seeing this signature. So again, real subtle, but it kind of sounds like a little tap. There's actually two of them there. If I back out a little bit, if we look at the timeline, this was 10:34 and 30 seconds, 32 seconds here, where this one was, and then here we are 2 minutes later. Not even 2 minutes later, we have the little tap. Same thing causing both of these, maybe, or is one a call and the other is a response? Don't know. It's not on video. Which makes it fun because then we can make up all kinds of stuff that fits our agendas, right? Haha. All right, let's hear what this one is here. Yep. Here we go. So this is 3 minutes later. It's another easy little tap. It doesn't sound like someone's stepping on a branch and breaking it, or a stick that's on the ground. Kind of sounds like an intentional little tap. Okay, cool. So that's it for that one. Going back to go. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, so it looks like we're going to have maybe some more taps here, or maybe something walking. Huh, interesting. So that has more of a distant sound to it, a little more of an echo, but there's two. I don't know that they're both coming from the same spot. Listen again. Yeah, I think one of these is further away. That first one is further away. The second one could be a footstep that just is stepping on a branch. Yeah, on the headphones, it sounds like the first one is coming more from the left. That second one sounds a bit more centered. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, so that one's coming from the right ear. See how it's stronger? This is our right ear down here. This is our left ear. So the signal's much stronger. You can see it's brighter on the left. Sorry, the right side. It's definitely close though. Listen to how it doesn't have that break sound. It has more of that pop, that tap sound. I don't know. I guess I could go either way. All right, now instead of having this vertical signature we've been looking at, now I've got something a little more horizontal. That's usually going to be more of a vocalization. It's an extended sound. Oops, don't want to do that. All right, let's see what we got. So I don't know what that is, honestly. It's interesting. We've got, let me back up a little bit because look, we've got this very faint signature here, and it's a double, kind of a double parallel. I don't even know if we're going to be able to hear it. Okay, it's a dog. So that's our dog. There's quite a few of the dogs barking throughout this whole recording in the distance. So this is not a dog. I don't know that this is a double signature. These look like the same, so I think this is our dog still, and it's just a single, and it doesn't drop like a normal vocalization would, whether it's a coyote or a cow or anything. It's a straight line, so this might be something mechanical. It was at 10:52 p.m., so maybe. Let's listen again. Yeah. So that could be anything. It could be a train. It could be the brakes or something on a train. I don't know. If it had kind of curved down at the end, I would think it would be more of a vocalization. All right, let's see what we got here. This is more of a vertical, so this is going to be more of a knock or a stepping. Back it up. It's kind of a pop. You know what this actually could be is there's a lot of acorns that were falling. Sometimes the sticks will fall just off a tree, so that might be something that fell out of a tree and hit the ground. don't know. All right, let's listen to this. That sounds a little bit more like a tree tap. On all of these, I've gone through on just kind of as a side note, and I've adjusted the EQ. I do it different ways. This one, the graphic EQ seemed to work the best. But these are our frequencies, so you can kind of see where I've had to take out a lot of this between 2000 and all the way up to almost 6 because of the insects. But I've gone through each one of these clips and I've modified each one ahead of time, so it would take less time for this video. Okay, what do we have here? So again, it's not the Louisville Slugger, but it kind of sounds like a little knock, like a little tap. There's a little decent echo that goes with it. And again, these files are pretty big, so it does take some time for my poor little software to catch up on the spectrogram. Okay, let's see what we got here. So this is probably a screech owl. It's not uncommon to hear it. I mean, it's not, let's put it this way. It's not real common to hear or to see this signature with a screech owl, but it, you know, it could be. Kind of almost sounds like a little whistle, doesn't it? Kind of cool. Oh, sorry, that was a little taste of what those bugs sound like. Gosh, they were terrible. So ready for some cool weather to knock these insects out of here. So this one's not going to show up. It's very faint, but let's hear what it is. Squeeze in a little bit more. So that sounds like a knock to me, a little bit distant. That's not close. Yeah, and so this is going to be at 11:37. Probably should address what these things are. It sounds like somebody's watch ticking. Listen. It's some sort of a beetle that is in a dead pine or a dead log. I've run across them quite a bit. They're kind of annoying, and they go on forever and ever. Maybe a pine beetle. Scrolling along, let's see what else we've got. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, this one I'm not sure what it is. It does sound like a knock or two. If you're listening with headphones, we've got more of a left channel, left ear here, and more of a right ear here. So they're not coming from the same place. Very well could be two different wood knocks coming from two different areas. Kind of cool. Scrolling along, scrolling along. There we go. That's what I want. Okay, let's see what we have here. Okay, another knock. Kind of sounds like it came from the same area, the left area. Okay, that was really just not a whole lot. I think it was a knock for sure. Scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. Looking for my marker, which there may not be another one on this video, and no. Okay, going on to the next clip. Huh, okay. So we see right here, this is going to be a plane going by. Very loud. Look how bright yellow that is. That thing is so loud. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, so this is kind of interesting because we've got this really long, kind of sounds like a howl, and unlike that one that we had earlier, there's a curve to it. So at the end, it kind of comes down. That's right here. You can see it better. That's what we're looking for. See, there's more of an arc. That's going to be more natural. Here's one that really scoops down. I think you can hear this one pretty well. There may be two going on. Another right in here. Let's listen again. Okay, so we have coyotes, it sounds like, that are starting to get kind of join in the party right here. I don't know what these are. These could be a coyote or two. It could be something else. It's very far away, so we don't have very good clarity. What we do have, though, is this interesting knock that's occurring while all this is happening. And that's in the right ear, so that's coming from a whole different area. The coyotes are more on the right side too. You can tell just by looking at the signatures here, much brighter, more defined on this track than this track. Okay, so coyote is kind of far away, not real clear. I think this is, I didn't mark it, but I think this is just something kind of walking, shuffling. Pretty close to the mic, but I don't know what it is. All right, let's listen to this one. Kind of iffy on that. Could be a break, could be a little tap. Definitely coming from the right side. Okay, let's check this one out. So now we have something that's a little bit close to the mic. I'm going to pull down some of this low end. You can tell down here how bright it is. It'll help us to hear everything a little bit better. Weird, huh? All right, so I just lowered the frequency range a little bit, widened it actually. So whatever this is, look how we're getting very high frequency noise, which means it's close. It's definitely in the left ear more than the right, but it almost sounds like it's, I don't know, it just sounds like it's rolling something or it's playing with something. Anyway, kind of cool. What happened? All right, let's listen to this one real quick. Let's see what this is. I don't think this was my point of interest. I think this is, but let's hear this anyway. Cow. Okay, so that's just a little tap. That sounds like a knock to me. Lots of moving around. I didn't mark all of these because it goes on for a long time. Definitely a deeper sounding knock. Could be something stepping on a big stick and breaking it. But there's no other sound after it, so it kind of makes me think it's more of a knock. Yeah. All right, now we've got something happening. It's looking kind of crazy. Oh. Oops. Forgot to put my cursor where I want it. Sounds like a coyote. I really like the sound of those coyotes when they get going. All right, let's kind of break it down a little bit. So over here, where the signature is more blurry, the blurrier it is, if that's a word, blurrier, the further away it's going to be. The closer something is, the more clear the signature. So right here, that's very defined. These are kind of defined, but right here, you know how it just gets kind of just glossed over. These are the coyotes that are at a distance. I think we've got something else here. We've got a coyote here, but then right here, that's an interesting sound. I think this might be a coyote, but this might be something different. Right, so it's just this arc. It's not the coyote that's howling over it. That's that higher pitch where it really drops down. This one, almost the classic Sasquatch signature. Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. I always love it when they get going. And then I think this is just dogs barking here. Yeah. Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do, so this video isn't terribly long, is I'm going to call it a video, and we'll do a part 2 next.